Investing can be a complicated and sometimes overwhelming process. There are risks and rewards. The trick is to make sure that you understand the risks so you can make an investment decision that makes sense for you. You or a family member may have been introduced to an investment opportunity by telephone, through a neighbor, or from a newspaper ad. If so, have you asked yourself these questions? What should I do if I receive an unexpected call about an investment opportunity? Is it a wise idea to follow investment advice from a family member, friend, or colleague? How can I determine if an investment opportunity promoted in an advertisement is right for me? Or who can I turn to for help and resources when it comes to investing? This resource can help you answer these questions and more. Take a moment to watch all the chapters and learn how to better protect your money.
Cold calls. Testimonial.
A few months ago, I was making dinner and received an unexpected call. The person on the other end was calling to tell me about how I could get involved in a new and amazing investment opportunity. Somehow he knew that I had a family, and he knew how important it was to me to provide the best for them. He also complimented me, calling me a savvy investor. I wasn't sure, so I kept trying to get off the phone, but he kept pulling me back into the conversation. In the end, I guess I just didn't know how to say no to him, so I agreed to invest with the company. Apparently, these types of calls are pretty common and are often called cold calls. And looking back now, I can see all the red flags that should have alerted me to the fact that it was a scam. He was definitely laying the pressure on thick. But if the deal was so secretive and great, why did he have to solicit for clients over the phone? He just made the investment sound too good to be true, and I fell for it. What am I going to do now? I've lost all my money.
Recognize it. Cold calls are attempts by strangers to sell you something and can be a valid means for businesses or charities to identify potential clients. On the other hand, people may be calling you from a makeshift office called a boiler room, where they cold call investors about a business idea that sounds probable, usually in a sector that's in the news. Here's the catch. The investment may not exist. These cold callers may falsify information, try to pressure you into a bad investment, or attempt to defraud you. Check it out. Don't be a victim of high-pressure sales tactics. If you feel uncomfortable with an investment opportunity pitched to you over the phone, hang up and protect yourself. Remember these tips. Be wary if a salesperson says an investment opportunity is too good to pass up. Don't feel pressure to make any decision on the spot. Be persistent and insist on sticking with your own investment goals. Don't let someone persuade you to invest in an opportunity that isn't right for you. Learn about and consider the benefits of seeking independent advice from a registered salesperson. Give yourself some peace of mind and check first. Research the particular company or individual that is offering the investment. Only you can ensure that you are making an informed decision. Conduct background checks to find out if there has been any disciplinary action or enforcement action taken against the companies and individuals involved in the proposed investment opportunity. Check to see if the salesperson is registered with the Alberta Securities Commission or the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, IROC. Prevent it. If you've already entered into an investment opportunity that you are no longer comfortable with, there may be some steps you can take. Depending on the type of investment and your specific circumstances, you may have certain rights. First, consult your investment documents and try speaking with the person who sold you the investment. If that doesn't work, Find out if you can make a complaint, and if so, who to contact about it by visiting the ASC website at www.albertasecurities.com. Remember, it's your money. Make sure you check first and ask the right questions before you invest. Before you make any investment decision, there are 5 things you should know. Know your investment goals. Know who you're dealing with. Know what you're investing in. Know the red flags that could signal a fraud. Know who to call for help. Affinity fraud. Testimonial.
It all started after church one day, when my friends and I were having coffee, and one of my friends started talking about some amazing investment returns she'd been receiving. She talked about how the checks were rolling in, and I thought, if she's seeing results, why shouldn't I invest too? So I talked to her more about it and, with her encouragement, decided to invest. Turns out it was one of those Ponzi schemes. Not only did I lose all the money I invested, she lost her investment as well. I can't believe this happened to me. I trusted my friend. I've known her for years. She didn't even know it was a scam. Apparently, this type of affinity scheme happens a lot. I never even knew it existed before my friends and I became victims. I wish now that I had known the warning signs.
Recognize it. With affinity fraud, scam artists take advantage of common bonds developed through religious, professional, community, or ethnic relationships. In these cases, scam artists take advantage of trust within a group by befriending a respected or influential member. This person then unknowingly assists the fraudster by sharing the success they've had with the investment with others. The individual's credibility and the inherent trust within the group leads others to invest in what often turns out to be a scam. Affinity scams often involve a Ponzi or pyramid scheme, which is based on exchanging money for enrolling others, often without any product or service being delivered. These fraudulent schemes pay returns to investors from funds provided by subsequent investors. The schemes usually collapse because there is no underlying asset, and when people cash out or ask for their money back, the scammer is ultimately unable to make payments to investors. Affinity fraud affects people in Canada of all ages, ethnicities, professions, and backgrounds. Affinity fraud results in a loss of hard-earned money to individuals you thought could be trusted. This can be especially devastating for seniors who have less time to recover financially and are left feeling betrayed by those they trusted. Affinity fraud can result in lost homes, devastated families, and shattered ties to the person or group to which you belonged. Check it out. You or people you trust may become targets of affinity fraud. Don't be a victim. Protect yourself from unsuitable investments by understanding how affinity fraud works. Be suspicious of investments that are described as exclusive or are only offered to a particular group or membership. Watch out for investments or advisors who exploit a personal connection. Treat everyone who offers you an investment opportunity the same. Screen and research backgrounds and credentials, and make sure you understand the investment and know what is being offered. Question investment tips, advice, and recommendations that come from other group members. They may have failed to conduct any research or background checks and could have been selected by the scam artists as early influencers. Don't be drawn in by promises of spectacular returns and low risk. Your returns in the short term might be coming from someone else's initial investment and will disappear when there are no new investors. The loss of your principal investment will far exceed any amazing returns that you may have already received. Get a prospectus or other written information on the investment and review it carefully. Ask for detailed materials outlining the nature of the investment, risks involved, financial statements, and any restrictions on getting your money out. Conduct further research into any amazing claims that are made. Do your homework. If the investment or company has been around for a while, don't assume it's a safe investment. For instance, some Ponzi's go on for years, involving many investors before they collapse. Check out the promoter and the investment, even if what they are telling you sounds good. Contact the Alberta Securities Commission to determine if the salesperson is registered to sell securities. Although some investments can be sold by unregistered persons, they likely aren't looking out for whether the investment is right for you. Consult with a person who is not participating in the deal, such as a lawyer, banker, accountant, financial advisor, or someone else with business knowledge before making any decision to participate in the investment. Prevent it. Victims of affinity fraud are often embarrassed to admit they were conned and are reluctant to turn in one of their own. This makes it difficult to catch and stop people engaged in affinity fraud scams. Even when victims realize they've been deceived, they often keep quiet or try to work things out within the group rather than reporting it. Scam artists understand and exploit this reluctance to report fraud. As a result, many people lose both their savings and their sense of trust, and the scam artist gets away with it. If you suspect an affinity fraud is occurring within your group, or you feel you may have been the victim of an inappropriate investment scheme, contact the Alberta Securities Commission. The ASC oversees Alberta's capital market, and those who issue or trade securities, manage firms in the securities industry, and advise in respect of securities. As many investment frauds are also criminal offenses, the ASC may refer the investigation to criminal authorities. Reporting fraud can prevent other people from falling victim. You can make a difference. Advertisements. Testimonial.
Last week, I was having my morning coffee and reading the newspaper when an ad caught my eye. It was for an investment that guaranteed a high percentage of interest and was tax-free. I've been going through some tough financial times this past year, so the ad interested me. When I called the number at the bottom of the ad, they told me I should come to one of their upcoming seminars so I could learn more. When I got there, the guy at the front was talking about how he got rich from the investment in just a short time. So I talked it over with my family, and we decided to go for it. At first, the money was rolling in. It felt so exciting we were finally going to be able to achieve our financial dreams. But after 6 months, we stopped getting the checks. I've tried contacting them in all sorts of ways, email, phone, and in person, but I haven't been able to reach them. Instead, I found out that the company was a scam and that I'd lost all of my family's money. I wish I knew then what I know now. I shouldn't have responded to that ad. I took a risk that I couldn't afford to take. If only I'd checked into it more. Now I've really let my family down, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Recognize it. While many ads touting investments are legitimate, some ads provide misleading information regarding potential investment opportunities. These can appear across many types of media, including newspapers or free inserts, magazine ads and paid advertorials which look like regular news articles, television ads or sponsored shows, radio ads or announcer endorsements, internet, professional-looking websites, sponsored ads, online forums, or spam emails, billboards, trade show booths, and handouts. In many cases, investments described in these advertisements may look or sound authentic. They do this on purpose. They are designed to look legitimate and professional. Unless investors verify the information first with an independent source, such as their provincial securities regulator, they could risk committing their money to a misleading or illegitimate opportunity. Some companies or investment clubs invite potential investors to a seminar as a way to recruit new investors. They use a variety of techniques to invite investors: ads in a newspaper or magazine, a phone call, an email or invitation in the mail, or word of mouth from family, friends, or co-workers. The seminar or club may boast of motivational speakers, an investment expert, or even a self-made millionaire who gives advice on investing and will explain how investors can get involved. Once money changes hands, it's often difficult or impossible for you to get your money back. As with any investment, if you are intrigued by an advertised investment opportunity, it is important to look carefully at what exactly is being offered. Check it out. Don't believe everything you read or hear in ads promoting investment opportunities. Do some research and protect yourself before entering into any potential investment opportunity. Some red flags and tactics to watch out for. Promises of guaranteed high-return, low-risk investment opportunities. No one can offer you a guarantee. All investing involves some level of risk. Also, there is no such thing as high-return, low-risk. Always question above-average growth involving little or no risk. Free seminar or free gift. The promise of free incentives in an ad can make you pick up the phone to find out more. Avoid the temptation. Once you are there, you may be pressured to pay additional fees and commissions. Showcase of lifestyle or wealth images. The ad may show a vacation spot or luxurious items to interest you in getting rich quick. Don't expect to get rich quick. References to tax-free or offshore. These are effective attention grabbers, but are often misleading. The company may even go so far as to set up a toll-free number or website where investors can go for information. If in doubt, check it out. Limited time offers that discourage investors from getting independent advice. Don't be rushed into making a decision with your money. If someone is pressuring you and you feel uncomfortable, decline the offer or seek advice from an independent financial advisor. While no investment is without risk, you can research advertised investment opportunities to lessen the risk of falling victim to a scam. Do a background check to investigate the company's history. You might be surprised at what you find. Get a second opinion and talk to others. Some scams have confidentiality clauses to prevent you from divulging information about the investment to anyone. Don't agree to this just because you think you're getting a good deal. You might not be. Contact the Alberta Securities Commission to see if the company or individual selling the investment has any enforcement decisions or upcoming hearings that you'd want to know about. Prevent it. Responding to an investment ad may result in an unsuitable investment that can have a social and financial impact on you and your family. If you or someone you know has fallen for this tactic, reporting it can help to save future victims. If you believe you or someone you know may be a victim of misleading investment advertising, contact the Alberta Securities Commission to discuss a course of action. The ASC oversees Alberta's capital market, and those who issue or trade securities manage firms in the securities industry and advise in respect of securities. Remember, it's your money. Make sure you check first and ask the right questions before you invest. Help and resources. Fighting investment fraud. You can make a difference. Make sure you have all the information you need to make your investing decisions and get it in writing. Ask some key questions. Help prevent others from becoming possible victims of investment fraud. Share the information from this resource with a family member or friend so they can learn more about investment fraud. Stop scam artists in their tracks. If you've been approached to invest or have become a victim of investment fraud, report it to help yourself and others.